We are going to start factoring polynomials. And what exactly does it mean to factor a polynomial? Well, we're going to start by getting a definition of that in our note sheet here. Factoring a polynomial means to rewrite a polynomial as a product of polynomials. So we can think of it a little bit like division. We've been multiplying polynomials, and now we're going to do just the opposite of that. We're going to reverse that, or try to see what we started with to get a given polynomial. So let's look at a couple examples. Anytime we want to rewrite a polynomial, we're going to break that into factors. So for instance, 3x plus 12 could be written as the product of 3 and x plus 4. 9x squared minus 1 could be written as the product of 3x plus 1 times 3x minus 1. And x cubed minus 8 could be written as the product of the factors x minus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 4. So we've taken a polynomial and we've written it as factors, or the product of polynomials. Now we're going to start our factoring by factoring using the greatest common factor. So we've talked about the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor is 6x to the second and 12x. Well, I want to start with the greatest common factor of 6 and 12. The biggest number that goes into both of those would be 6. And then since they both have the variable x, my greatest common factor will contain the lowest power of x that we see in either one of them. So I have an x to the second and x to the first, so my greatest common factor will contain x to the first. So I'm going to write this in factored form. I'm going to take a 6x out of both of those terms. And whatever's left over would be inside parentheses. So what did I multiply 6x by to get 6x to the second? Well, the only thing left would be a factor of x. 6x times x would give me 6x to the second. Now what did I multiply 6x by to get 12x? Well, 6x times 2 would give me 12x, so that's the other part of my second factor. I've just factored the expression 6x to the second plus 12x into 6x times the quantity x plus 2. So if we're going to try that here, what would the greatest common factor be? Well, the greatest common factor of 4 and 24 would be 4. And then if I take the smallest power, I'm going to have an x to the third. So I have 4x to the third. Now what did I multiply 4x to the third by to get 4x to the fourth? I need a factor of x. And what did I multiply 4x to the third by to get 24x to the third? That would have been 8. So I just factored the expression 4x to the fourth plus 24x to the third into these two factors, 4x to the third and the quantity x plus 8.